So, life system biofeedback. So as I was going through my journey and trying to understand and learn this stuff, I never even went to a practitioner that had this. That's the funny part, is I was going to electrodermal screening and I got finished, and this is fascinating, I got to get one of these machines. I'm looking at these two different machines and somebody goes, oh, you need to look at the life system. I've never even heard of it. So I go look at it and it turns out this is just the coolest thing ever, because the electrodermal screening will, even though we don't prescribe, diagnose, or treat anything, it'll kind of diagnose. It'll tell you what's going on, but you don't leave the office feeling any different, because it's just telling you what's going on and it'll tell you what supplements or oils to take. So today, the equivalent that's been developed for the electrodermal screening is the Zyto that you may have heard of. We put your hand on the cradle, it's reading stuff, and it helps figure out what you need. So with this system, it's biofeedback, so it's talking to the body. Not only is it reading it, but it's sending energy back in. So it's using the unconscious side. So when I tell people biofeedback, they're like, oh yeah, I tried that before. It's where you go connect into head fields and they put some wires and then you breathe and it makes the balloon float. And that's true, and it's awesome stuff. It teaches you how to get in touch with your body and how to relax. So you're in there and you're breathing and it's awesome. And the balloon floats and it helps you learn how to relax. This is unconscious biofeedback. So you can walk in my office, not say a word, lay in the chair, and I connect you up to the thing, and it sends in about 7,000 frequencies. It measures your body's response. It sorts them from high to low, and then we send in balancing frequencies that basically help your body to heal itself. So it's pretty cool stuff. So the conscious one we talked to is only the word area of the brain. We talked about this earlier, right? The power is in the subconscious. All the stuff that's trapped inside, the traumas that were there that you don't know were there. And that's the stuff that's interesting when you look at it. So people wonder when they come to see me, because they're not looking at my screen, what are you looking at over there? So I just have a couple of screen samples just to show you the power of this thing. And it goes into a lot of different depths. Remember the chart I showed before with all those different modalities? So sound and light and music and all that, and gemstones. All of that is buried within here. So the first one is meridians. So all of those points and meridians have frequencies assigned to them. So this can measure and see which points are off and can help send in at least an energetic signal for that point. It's not the same as sticking a needle in there or pressure on that point, but at least it helps the body to recognize, I need to focus here. And that's what we're doing, is gently nudging the body in a certain direction. So we go through all of these depending on what you got going on, and we'll look at different things because it requires several sessions in order to do this. You don't just come in, click a button, and I feel better. Sometimes people do, but it's usually a series that allows this to happen. So when you come in, we do this reactivity test, and it runs through, again, the 7,000 frequencies. It sorts them. The different colors relate to different areas. And then based on that, I figure out what do we need to do to help stimulate your body to heal itself. Because, again, it's all about that piece of it. So we look at a bunch of different areas in here. The brain profile, just this one page alone, is awesome. So for a lot of my clients that come in, we measure the brain. We help the right and left hemispheres kind of converge together. And then we do the ADD, ADHD, which is always interesting. So I don't do ADD, ADHD and with words and the character. All I look at is busy brain. And I just tell people your brain's really busy. So if it's 50 or below, then that's about where you want to be. We have people in the 60s and 70s. I have people come in and it's 99 and 100 for these two things, right? I'm like, you thinking about a lot of stuff over there? Oh my God, I got so much going on up here. You have no idea. I'm like, yeah, I do. I can see it. And then we balance the brain waves as well. So the beta, alpha, theta, and delta, which is the body's wave patterns. So again, you can see what's going on with people. From beta is us talking. Alpha is kind of the calm state, kind of relaxing, listening to music. Right, then we get into the theta is the tranquil state. That's kind of like right before you go to sleep or meditating, something like that, or prayer. And then delta is hopefully your deep sleep where you get into. So when these things are off, we can balance them to see what's going on. And then another popular panel here is the emotional one, because it'll go through and help to uncover some things that are going on in the subconscious in terms of emotional traumas that are going on in your life, conflict stressors, relationship. And then one of the favorites is the age stress. So put in your age, run this thing through, and it'll basically tell you what are the most stressful years of your life, which is fascinating. So I worked with a client once that was in her 60s, and this thing came up. And so when they come up here, I send in the waves to help balance it, and then it measures the response. As in, is your body listening? Is it moving? Can it change? Because it says, okay, you need to be here, and it goes, I can't get there, which means to me it's stuck, which means it's probably a pretty big deal. So 22 years old came up for this lady, and I'm like, 22 is really stuck. What happened when you were 22? 22. No, nothing. So we sat there. I'm going through the different sessions. We're moving on. 5 minutes later, she goes, I was raped. And she had completely suppressed it because at 22, you don't know what to do. And you wouldn't know the circumstances, but same thing. I had another client that came in I was working on with anxiety. And she's in her probably early 30s. And so I'm like, 16 years old. What happened when you were 16? Because I asked her when she came in, any traumas, anything going on, blah, blah, blah. Nope, everything's cool, nothing, no big deals, nothing. So I'm like, 16 is coming up as a big number. What happened when you were 16? Well, I did go to this party, and I met a friend of mine there, and they gave me a drink, and I woke up the next morning, and that's all I remember. And I'm like, yeah, that could be a trauma. So we help to release those kind of things as well. So it's pretty fascinating how this works in helping the body. So if you look at how do these things work in general, all of them, the things we're talking about today, acupuncture, chiropractic, Reiki, massage, biofeedback, all of them are basically stimulating the body to do what it knows how to do. If we take away the things that are harming the body and give it the things that it needs, it knows how to heal itself.